Hello everyone, it is Thursday, October 22nd, and what have I been up to? You know, if I don't put up a video very often, people actually email me and say, everything okay? And it's not that I don't want to put up videos, it's just that I don't feel like I have anything, say, crochet to offer. I'm not working on any jade blankets. That's a first in the video. But I just feel like if I don't have a whole lot to say about crochet, maybe you all won't be that interested. I do have a lot to say about other stuff. I have this big story I've been wanting to tell, but I have to make sure that you guys want to even hear a story I might want to tell. About something that happened 6 years ago, and it was kind of, well, it was totally life-changing, and but it turned my world completely upside down, and then right side back up. But I will say I was homeless for about 2 weeks. And there's a huge story with that, so if you want to hear that story, just let me know in the comments below. Okay, so I'll talk about crochet first. I am still working on that spring fling garden. There are days when I just don't crochet at all, and I find that's true more of when I'm working on a more complicated project, that some days it's just like, I don't want to deal with complication today, so I don't. But I've already done one of Debbie Dearest blankets, and so I sort of, I get her groove and her teaching method, so it's not a big deal to me. That being said, I do have 3 mistakes in here, all usually because I have missed a stitch, and if I can correct it, I will rip it out, I will frog it, and I go back and fix it. But because every row changes color, if you're already on a different color, I mean, it's kind of a pain to rip out that color and then go back and rip out the other color. So if it's not a mistake that ruins the count or the pattern, then I will just work around it and correct it. But if it's a mistake that influences the design of the pattern, then I will go rip it out. I'll show you, for example. Okay, I am on row, I don't even know. I have 1 row left to do on part 9, and then I start part 10. I'm not sure if it's part 10 or part 11, which has the dragonfly design in it. You know what I mean. Anyways, so this is what I have so far. And I think it's about 34 inches across, which is maybe about 1/4 of the blanket's done. Now, you see this flower part right here? And there's 5 little parts down here. Well, on one of the flowers, I put 6. And that was a design flaw that I couldn't live with. So I ended up ripping out part of that row to fix that. Because otherwise, I mean, I could have ignored one when I came back around and did this top part of the flower, but it would have put the flower off center. And it's also got, can you see? It's got these leaves right down here, and then there's a stem down the middle, and then these little rosebuds here that have a little stem and the little leaves, and it's very textured. So, anyhow. Now, another thing I'll say about working on these, which I had forgotten about, is that because you're only working on one side of it, you do get friction. and so you tend to get a lot of like fuzz on your blanket, your Afghan. Now maybe some people work with theirs down here, but still, you know, it's just rubbing up against you all the time. So that's just something to think about when you're working on a Debbie Dearest pattern. I love her patterns. They're lovely. But I like them when they come out into a square. I'm not interested in making mandala or mandala. I'm not interested in circles because a circle that doesn't make a great snuggle up under Afghan. Something that's square rectangular works better, I think. Anyhow, okay, so that's really what I've been working on crochet wise. I have used quite a bit, or started into that kiwi green from Craftsmart, and so that's nice. This is the last little bit of the Craftsmart Never Enough Turquoise, which is a wonderful color. It's one that they don't carry anymore. So once this is gone, it's gone. I've been using it in the Afghan. I have to do 3 more blue rows, and I may substitute a different shade of blue for one of them just to make sure that I have enough of that to at least do 2 of the rows. Now, for example, last night I was working on a row that had white, but for my next row, this bit of white I'm not sure is enough to get all the way around. So rather than tie off my yarn in the middle of a row, I'm just going to start a new skein, and then it will be just be nice and no breaks. Hopefully I won't get one of those yarn breaks from the factory in the middle. Anyhow, okay, so it is persimmon picking time. Just on the beginning edges of it, they still have about a third green. This is one that I picked earlier today, and you can see there's still a little bit of green here, but it's more of a greenish yellow, and as long as it's getting that yellowish down here, then it's okay to pick. But when you have like a third of it, or even half of it is still green, that is way too early to pick it. And so I have a few that I picked yesterday. I think yesterday maybe I picked about 30, and today, I don't know, maybe 10 or 15. But it's kind of a problem when you pick them and then you look at them and you're like, oh shoot, the birds got to it first. So sometimes you go through the effort of picking them and they're no good to keep anyways. And then sometimes you try to pick them and they fall to the ground and they just crack and you can't use them then. So yeah, we lose a lot to when we're trying to harvest them, and the grabber just doesn't do it, just doesn't get them right. I know it's user error, but you know, then it just goes to the ground and cracks. You almost wish you had just mattresses laid out all around the ground underneath the tree when you're trying to harvest. But yeah, so this will be ready to eat as soon as it gets nice and mushy, which will probably be a few weeks. But like I say, you can't pick them on the tree when they're ripe. I did find one the other day that was ripe, and I thought, oh, how am I going to get this down? I should have brought my little clippers out and just clipped off that part of the branch to get it off. But I thought, well, I'll try to get it off. And of course, when they're truly ripe, they're just mush. And so I did tear the skin, but I gave it to the landlady. She'll eat it anyways. So, what else has been going on here? Like I said, I have stories to tell. Oh, do I have stories to tell? Oh, I know. Look what I got. 2 Michael's cards. Because last week was my birthday. So yeah, I got 2 Michaels cards, yay! My mom was going to send me either Michael's or Joanne's, but she's been sending me that for a couple of years, so I gave her some other ideas. And that's partly because I feel like I have so much yarn at the moment, and I'd like to kind of reduce my stock by about half. But that being said, after I finish this Debbie Dearest Afghan, I have a wedding Afghan I need to make, but the wedding is not real soon, so it's not a big deal. And then I have another one that I'm thinking of making for this YouTube couple that is currently building a house, and I just thought it would make a nice housewarming gift. Now, these people don't know me from Adam, so it's just going to be a nice little housewarming gift. And then I got to thinking, oh, there's another Afghan I should make. But after I finish this Debbie Dearest Afghan, there is a pattern for a little elf on the shelf, so to speak. It doesn't look like the elf on the shelf, but he's a little elf, and he's so cute. And I bought the pattern off of Etsy, and I will put a link to that pattern below, and you can check it out. Anyhow, I am fine. Everything here is fine. So I will talk to you all later. Have a great rest of the week. Don't worry about me if you don't hear from me for a little bit. And I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.